Hello everybody, welcome to People of the Past. Today I'm out here in Sunflower County, Mississippi, and we're looking for two graves actually today. One is going to be here in Sunflower, the other one's in Greenville, Mississippi, and we're looking for the graves of Roy Bryant. He's buried here, and in case you don't know or do know, the story of Roy Bryant is him and his half-brother J.W. Milam is the one that in 1955 kidnapped and murdered Emmet Till, young African American from Chicago that came down to Money, Mississippi to visit relatives. And his story is his mom didn't want him to go in the first place because she knew how the South was back then. It was a lot different up north. So the story goes is he came down, and one day him and his cousins and everyone, they went to Roy Bryant's had a little gas station or grocery store thing, something like that. And so they were there, and of course Roy Bryant was out of town at the time, and his wife was there running the store, Carolyn. And so the story goes that Emmet Till, what they called him Bobo, said, was bragging that that he's dated white girls in Chicago. Well, that was a no-no down here in the South at that time, I guess. And so some of his friends and relatives that he's with put him up to going inside the stores to talk to Miss Bryant. And from what I understand, back then you really couldn't even really make eye contact with them, things like that. So he goes in and he buys just a little bit of gum, candy. And the story is that when he went to give her the money, he grabbed her hand and she tried to pull back, and he says something along the line of how about a date or something like that. And her sister-in-law was in the back of the store because the Bryants were poor, and so they actually lived in a little room behind the store. And so they went, and she tried to go tell the girl, her sister-in-law. Well, rumor is, or story says, as I should say, is that Emmet grabbed her by the waist and pulled him to her and said he's dated white girls before. Well, at that time, Emmet's cousins came in, grabbed him, pulled him out of the store, and by this time, Miss Bryant ran and got a gun, came out. The kids jumped in the car and they took off and left. Everything was quiet for a few days. Well, someone started talking around inside in Money, Mississippi is where it happened at, I guess. Started talking around town about it because I think how the story goes is Carolyn and her sister-in-law was not going to say anything. Well, kind of find out it got back to Roy Bryant, and I guess Roy and had to tell his his half-brother, I'm sorry, JW. And at the time, I guess they felt like, hey, if we don't do something, it's going to show that we're weak. So they go around on a Sunday about 2:30 in the morning to Mr. Moses Wright, which was Emmet Till's uncle. And they go there with their gun and flashlights, and they bring him, go inside and ask him, "Where's that Chicago boy?" And so he told him, he says, "I'll go get him." Well, they followed him in the house. When they followed him in the house, they shined the light on, and he says, "Are you that boy that's causing trouble?" And according to them, they said, Emmet said, "Yes, I am." And so at that point, they tell Emmet get dressed, and they're coming with him. And he went to put his shoes on, socks on. He says, they told him not to worry about putting socks on. He told him, he says, "I don't wear my shoes without socks." So he put them on, and then next thing you know, Moses Wright, his uncle, and his aunt, they start pleading with him, "Please, don't take him." Miss Wright was saying that she will actually pay for any damages or anything like that. And so they were actually they wound up taking him. And a little bit before that, though, right after this incident happened, everybody wanted Emmet to get out of town, and all that. And I think even Emmet at one time, felt like he should leave, but the aunt was like, "No, don't worry about it. We're gonna be okay. Everything. Just let it blow over or whatever." Well, so the story goes is that they take him, and they say they just want to talk to him. Just talk to him for a little bit, scare him, beat him up and stuff like that. Well, they said that they were saying that Emmet wasn't scared of him, and he wasn't backing down at all. And I tell you, seeing the pictures, I was born in '70. Seeing the pictures of what they did is just, it's just unreal. It's something that, I don't know. It's just in today's time, and even back then, I just don't see how something like that could not have, happened, but it did. And it's one of the things that started, I guess, the civil rights movement. But so here we are in the cemetery. This is where Roy Bryant is buried, and so I'm going to turn this around here, because I found his gravesite here. This here is Doris Bryant. I'm pretty sure they're related. That's Doris. This is James Bryant. And this here, right here, is Mr. Roy Bryant. Now him and Carol, they divorced, and he remarried his second wife, Vera Jo, and they look like they got married on May 17th, 1980. So there's Roy, and back over here is a Milam. I guess it's some kin to him. I don't really know the story about this one here. That could be his mom, Thelma, because what happened is that Thelma remarried, and that's how she married Spencer Milam, I guess, and they had kids, and she divorced, and she married Bryant, and they had kids together. So that's how they became half brothers. So yep. So there's Roy Bryant, January 24th, 1931 to September the 1st, 1994. There you have Roy. Now, his brother, J.W. Wallum, we're going to go there next. He's buried in Greenville, Mississippi, which is about a 45 minute drive. So I'm going to head over that way, and we'll talk a little bit more about it when we get there. Okay, we're here now in Greenville, Mississippi. Going to be looking for the half brother of Roy Bryant, J.W. Milam. Remember, there were two of them. They were both acquitted for murdering Emmet Till. But later, like four or 5 months later, in a magazine called Look Magazine, in the January issue, they actually confessed to doing it, but with double jeopardy. They can't be retried for it. That's a shame, you know. I feel like double jeopardy in that case, you know, if you admit to it, especially in a time like that when everyone, you know, pretty much the juror was all white men, so the chances of them getting off was very good. Couldn't even get them on kidnapping. But you know, I really think that double jeopardy should not exist in cases like that. When you're found not guilty and then you admit to doing it, it's just a shame what they did. And okay, here we are here. So this is it here. John W. Milam, February 18th, 1919 to December 31st, 1980. And like I said, it's a shame, you know, and I know we live in a different time and everything, but at the same time, to kill someone the way they did, a kid at that, it's crazy. But thanks for watching. If you have any comments, you know, questions, please leave them in the comment section. Remember to like, share, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know what you like to see, and we'll try to do it. And like I said, some of the ones graves that we'll be going to are put smiles on your face, but these two here, it's just really crazy. And recently, Carolyn Bryant, which she had remarried, I think she passed away about a week or so ago. So you know, she lived a good long life, and it just makes no sense sometimes of what people, you know, people always have to find hatred, or you know, you can't disagree anymore, and that's a shame. Anyway, thanks for watching, people of the past. Look forward to seeing you again.